Hello viewers, welcome to Tech It Works educational channel. If you are new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe. So in the previous chapters, we saw about database management, introduction to SQL queries, how to create a table, what are the data types, how to add primary key into the table, and how to insert the records. So today we will be focusing on primary key and foreign key. First of all, let us know primary key. Primary key is a unique key and it defines the unique records into the table. So the records should not be repeated or it should not be duplicated. So in that scenario, we use primary key. Foreign key refers to the primary key of the primary table. So here in the example, we have onto the left side, we have student table, and onto the right side, we have student attendance. In the student table, you can see the ID number. It is primary key. So first of all, we have to insert the record into the student table, and then in the student attendance we have student ID number. So this student ID number is the foreign key which refers to the primary key of table student. So it is referred to ID underscore number of the student table. So it means if the record present in the student table, let's say the ID number is 101. If ID number 101 is present in student table, then only we are going to insert the record into the student attendance with ID number 101. If the ID doesn't exist in the student table and we want to insert into the student attendance, then it will not allow to insert that record because it will check if that record exists in the primary key. So this is the use of foreign key. So this is the validation. Let us say we have a student that is registered into the school, but if a new student comes and if he is not registered, okay, and we want to capture his student attendance, then we should not be allowed to capture his attendance because his ID is not generated or he is not registered with the school. So this is how foreign key helps us to validate the record in the primary table. So we saw about primary key and foreign key as a visualization. So into the table student, we have primary key as ID number, and into the student attendance we have foreign key which refers ID number primary key of the student table. So this is the relation between primary key and foreign key, and this is how we are going to achieve the validation of the student ID into the student attendance table. But as I said, primary key is not repeated, but foreign key can be repeated many times. So it is not unique into the student attendance table, but it will look at the record which should be there into the student table. So primary key is a unique key, it cannot be repeated. Foreign key can be repeated, but that record should be present into the primary table. So I think we got this logic and we got the difference between primary key and foreign key, and we got the relation between primary key and foreign key. Suppose we want to create two tables, student and student attendance. Let us check how to create that table into the database. Okay, so in the previous lecture also we discussed on the database. So the database contains the table. Okay, so we will create this table into the database. So the database will have student table with these number of columns like ID number, last name, first name, middle name, and so on, and the student attendance will have this much records like student ID number, date, etc. So let us create this table. Okay, now first of all I need to check whether this table is there or not. Let me check the database, that is demo, as we have created in the previous lecture. Okay, so the student table is there and we have the number of records. Now we want to create student attendance. Let us check whether we have that table or not. Select star from student underscore attendance. So if I query that, execute, then it gives me an error, invalid object name. It means this table is not there into the database. So let us create the table. So as we discussed, like we want to add foreign key into the student attendance table. Okay, so we will say the syntax is create table name, and then into the bracket we have column name. So here we have student id underscore number, it is the column name, integer is the data type. Okay, and then we have the syntax like foreign key. So we want to refer the id number of student. So in the student table we have id number column. So the syntax is column name, data type, then foreign key, references, then table name student, and into the bracket we have column name. So this is the syntax: student id number, data type, foreign key, references, student id number. And then after that we have other column like class, we have defined the data type, then present, then attend underscore date, etc. So we have assigned the data type to. Okay, let us execute this query. Let me select this, execute. Okay, we got an error. So what is that error? It tells us that this id number is referred from student, so that is invalid column. Let us check what is the column name. Select star from student, execute. Oh, the column name is roll number. Okay, so we will modify this roll underscore number. Now if I execute this, now the new table is created. Okay, let us check whether it is created. Let us check the table is created or not. So it is created. We have the column name, student id number, class, present, attended. Okay, let us check the records into the student table. So we have roll number 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. Okay, now let us insert the record into the student attendance. Okay, now the syntax is insert into student attendance, then the column names. So let us verify the student id number, class, present, attended, values, and then we have the values. Okay, so we put the number of columns and the number of values there. Okay, now let us execute this query. So we have 101 already there into the table. Okay, and I have given 101 only. Okay, now let me execute this. Executed. Okay, one row affected successfully. Now let us check the records. Select star from student attendance. Okay, you can see the id number is 101 and all of the records are populated. But I want to insert the record which is not there into the student table, that is 112. Let me execute this. So if I execute this, it gives me the error saying this particular record is not there into the student table roll number. So this record is not there into the primary table because we are inserting into the foreign key of the student attendance. Let us check whether it is there or not. Yes, it is not there. Okay, now let us insert this 112 first and then try to insert into the student attendance table. Now let us create a record into the student table. Let us insert the values. So before that we need to check the structure of that table student. Okay, let us modify the values. So I'll be putting the number as 112 here, and then let us modify the name also. So I'll put as test1, then test2. Okay, now have a look at the column names. So we have roll underscore number, then last name, first name. We don't need middle name, gender, date of birth, and so on. Okay, Now I have to delete that middle name, gender, date of birth, address, because in the student table structure I have only roll number, last name, first name and admission date. Okay, so I have deleted. So I want to reduce the values also. Remember, in the insert query you have to give the same number of column and then the same number of values into the values. Okay, now let us execute this. So we are going to insert this, execute it. Let us check the record which is inserted. Okay, now I have inserted the record 112. Okay, so in the first time it gave me error. Now try it now, execute. Okay, now it is inserted. Why it is inserted? Because that record was not there first into the student table. Let us check the record. Okay, so we have the record 11201, yes, and the attended. Like as I said, so this is foreign key, it can be repeated. Okay, let me just change the date. Okay, so it is there, change my date again. Okay, let me insert it again, execute. Okay, so this is the example. Like we can have multiple records of the same ID because it is a foreign key, it is not the primary key, but it refers to the primary key of student table. Okay, so this record should be there into the student table. So this is the end of the video. We'll catch up into the next video with the new chapters. So tune in our channel. Please like, share and subscribe.